We're not driving with it, bro.
I know, but still. You better suit you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Arlington, Virginia for today's St. Chris Varsity football matchup between your St. Christopher Saints visiting the Bishop O'Connell Knights. I'm William McDermott, joined by Aubrey Bowles.
Yes, we have a great matchup today between the Saints and the Knights. The Saints coming off a huge win against Norfolk last week, 46-7. And the Knights coming off a huge win against St. John Paul the Great, 49-10. So both teams are looking for a good matchup today.
Yeah, Saints 3-1 on the year after their win over Norfolk Academy, as you said, and Bishop O'Connell 1-2. Saints will receive to start the half back deep, Kovanis and Andre Green. Kovanis will field it around the 5-yard line, going to take it out. Kovanis up the middle, brought down around the 36-yard line. Nice return. And Saints will start with the ball. It'll be Griffin O'Farrell at quarterback.
Griffin O'Farrell has been the starting quarterback for the past 4 games. So the Saints will be looking to run and pass the ball, as O'Farrell is a dual threat quarterback. Does it mostly with his legs, but he can also pass, as he's got great wide receivers with Andre Green, Tazwell, Wallace, and Nigel Green. So let's see what he chooses to do here today.
Yeah, don't forget about Gil Williamson, who's coming to the game a lot. It's a quick toss out to Nigel Green. Makes a man miss. It's about a gain of 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, the little passes are going to be big today, as O'Farrell is really good at throwing the middle and short passes. So O'Connell's really going to have to guard up tight with these passes.
Wallace in motion. O'Farrell rolls out. Pass complete to Tazwell. Pushed out of bounds around the Bishop O'Connell 48-yard line by number 2, Rowan Panna.
Yeah, the Knights just got a little confused on that with Wallace in motion and forgot all about Tazwell. He was wide open in the middle of the field, and that'll be good for a first down for the Saints.
Saints have started off really strong in their past 3 games. Struggled in their only loss against Trinity in the season opener. O'Farrell going to do it himself up the middle. Makes a couple man miss. O'Farrell using his speed down at the 27-yard line.
And there he is with his legs. I mean, he is just so hard to bring down once he gets going. I mean, he's just so quick and shifty in those tight spaces. So you really got to be on the ball to bring him down.
Pick up a 20 on the play, first down. James Yost on the tackle for the Knights.
O'Farrell with Hendrick in the backfield. Looking for Wallace, one-on-one coverage. Good for a gain about 5.
That was a great toss by O'Farrell. Snuck it over the back shoulder of Jacobs. So, I mean, that was a really tight throw that he had to make, and that was a perfect pass to Wallace.
It'll be second down and 6.
O'Farrell under center this time. Handed off to Hendrick, who's trying to bounce it outside. It will be good enough for the first down. Strong offensive drive so far for the Saints.
I think it's going to be key today for the Saints to run the ball on the outside as our running backs, Hendrick, Forrest, Kavanis, and sometimes Moore and Terry. They're really hard to bring down, so it's going to be tough for these corners and linebackers to bring them down.
Hendrick again on the carry. He gets about 4 yards there.
O-line up front doing a nice job of blocking for the running backs, making big holes for the backs to pass through.
Trent Hendrick on the toss. Up the middle. Took it by a bunch of Knight defenders. Gets it to about the 7-yard line.
Yeah, it took about 3 defenders to bring down Hendrick, so that just shows how hard it is. I mean, he is just a big boy running the ball, and it's just very hard to bring him down. You're gonna need a bunch of players to bring him down. You can't just bring him down by yourself.
Third and goal. Third and about 3 here. Fair on the shotgun, gonna roll out, intercepted by the Knights. Returning it. That's number 10, Jameer Prince.
So Farrell just didn't see him. I mean, he was sneaking under the linebacker and just popped up when Farrell threw that.
Yeah, it looked like O'Farrell was looking for number 13, Walker Wallace, on the curl inside just the 5-yard line. But as you said, did not see the defender in Prince, and nice ball was picked off.
Yeah, so it looked to be a promising drive for the Saints. It ended in a interception, so now it's the Knights' turn to see what they can do on offense.
Handoff up the middle to number 1, Rodney Jackson.
The Saints defense has been
for no gain.
Has been stout in every game they've played so far. I mean, they're just so athletic. I mean, the D-line with Sullivan, Bay, and Filer, and then the linebackers with Moore, Hendrick, and Forrest. There's not much you can do about it. I mean, they're just all studs when it comes to playing football.
Especially the defensive back, Savale Aya, number 11 for the Saints, has been moved to corner with the injury of Chris Thomas. The opposite side, Teddy Damgard. That pass just slipped through Hayden Forrest's hands. Could have been an interception there.
Yeah, Forrest holding that ball, he would have been running the other way for 6. But the Knights got lucky on that one. Now bring up 3rd and about 10.
That's Bears pass intended for Joe Grant. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
3rd down and 9 here for the Knights. Brooks Council now in its safety.
Hendrick might blitz off.
Saints are going to come with the blitz on the right side, and that's number 13, Gus Baer, the quarterback, who brought for the loss down by Kovanis and Joe Sullivan. So looks like it'll be a punt for the Knights.
Bear throwing for a loss on 3rd down. There's an official's whistle and time on the field.
It's a great first defensive stand for the Saints, as the Knights could not get anything going on that drive. They tried running, but the Saints clogged the holes, and they tried passing, but the corners and the linebackers were there. So now will be the Saints' turn again, as we have Andre Green back to receive this punt. Saints special team has been very successful as well. I mean, the returners have been able to get significant yards. The blocking is just phenomenal with their leader, George Hodgson, up at front.
Yeah, there's a couple blocked punts actually on the year. Back deep, it will be Andre Green. Returned a couple punts last week with Hayden Forrest's injury.
Yeah, we'll see Hodgson and Forrest, see if they can block this punt.
Almost got there.
Almost got that.
Punt will go way out of bounds. Really short punt. Saints are going to get great field position.
It was a great job by Forrest. Just came on the edge, untouched. And the Knights punter was lucky he didn't get some of that.
Yeah, so here comes the Saints offense. O'Farrell still out there. No Gil Williamson so far in this game.
Sorry, Williams having some trouble speaking.
Yeah. Hand off to Kovanis. Good blocking up the middle. It should be good for the first down there.
Too. He just got nailed by Roman Pana, but not after a gain of about 15, so great run by Kavanis.
It's a gain of 9. Maybe bring up 2nd and 1. O'Farrell's pass is complete to Walker Wallace there. Will be good for the first down.
Saints receivers really getting it done today.
With O'Farrell in the game, short passing game works out well for them. They got a lot of great receivers who can run routes. The deep ball really becomes a threat with Gil Williamson, number 12 quarterback in the game for the Saints.
Yeah, the short passes are so important because there's the Saints receivers that all have big stature. So, I mean, it's really hard to bring them down so they can gain extra yards.
There's another quick pass to Wallace. He pushed out of bounds. Clock will continue to run. Bring about 2nd and 2.
Wallace and Tazra look to be O'Farrell's favorite receivers so far, as we look to see Andre Green and Nigel Green also get in there with the receptions.
O'Farrell over the middle to Wallace. Is he in? He is. It's got to be a Saints touchdown, first of the day.
Great pass by O'Farrell and great find by Wallace as he was just wide open in the middle of the field. And he just got in the end zone, and what a great play for the Saints.
Now bring on Jack Seawords for the extra point. Extra point is good, so Saints take the 7-0 lead about 7 minutes into the first quarter. And Saints will be kicking to the Knights. We'll be right back. Back here after the Saints touchdown. Nice completion from O'Farrell to Walker Wallace. Saints are going to be kicking off.
Yeah, that was a great drive for the Saints. Got it on about O'Connell's 40, and then the rest was history as Saints take an early 7-0 lead.
Seawards' kick, just shy of the end zone, is returnable for the Knights. Pretty good return there.
That was Harwell Harrison who brought him down.
There's number 25, Brendan Robinson, 9th grader on the return.
So the Saints, for the past games, they've always gotten out to an early start. So this is nothing new for them. For Woodbury, 20-0 at halftime. Trinity was 14-7, I believe, at halftime. St. Stephen, St. Agnes, and Norfolk. They just blew them out in the first, and really the whole game. The Saints have gotten out to hot starts in all their games, so this is nothing new for them.
Yeah, so quarterback Bayer going to run the option here, going to pitch it out to his running back, number 2, Rowan Pana. Brought down by Father and Hayden Forrest for a loss.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for the Knights to get something going here on offense. I mean, the Saints defense they're very smart, and they know what they're going to run, so they really got to be tricky with the ball if they want to get some points on the board.
Saints are down a corner with Christian Thomas out, as we mentioned earlier. Guys like Matt Grant, Brooks Council going to have to step up.
Thomas, the Brown commit, has a shoulder injury, so hope he can return soon.
It's a handoff, a nice stop from Caleb Bay. Number 55 for the Saints, coming off the field now. We have 3rd and long.
3rd down and 10.
So the Bishop O'Connell Knights still haven't been able to get a first down in the first 2 possessions. So let's see if they can get one right here, or if the Saints defense won't let that happen. Sullivan rush
Snap,
on the
looking
edge.
deep, has a man open, underthrown. Bear was looking for receiver number 7, Will Stoney, and was open for a time being, but nice recovery from Damgard and help from Brooks Council, and pass fell incomplete.
If Damgard would have turned around, that may have fallen into his hands for an interception, but he was just looking at the receiver the whole time. It's still a great play by the Saints. So that'll bring up 4th and 10 for the O'Connell Knights, as Green is about on his 36-yard line waiting for this punt. So Bishop O'Connell still not able to get anything going on the first 2 drives.
Punt from Cobb is a better one this time, returnable for Andre Green. Fields it, immediately swallowed up at about the 41-yard line, right where he caught it. Number 17, Maury Langshaw.
I don't think he saw number 17 when he caught that. I mean, he was kind of surprised when he got hit.
Andre Green on the kick return for the Saints.
Saints offense will get another try here, as they were unsuccessful the first drive. Successful with the second drive, so let's see what the Saints can do here. As it looks like Williamson is going to be put in at quarterback, as if Farrell will take a break.
Yeah, interesting to go with Williamson here.
I think Clellan wants to go with more long balls, as the short passes have been successful, so he wants to see what Williamson can do with his arm and see what he can do with his deep threat receivers.
Yeah, having 2 quarterbacks who do 2 very different things, and definitely both deserve the starting job, I think. It gives the Saints a lot more flexibility when it comes to their offense.
Yeah, the teams, I mean, it's really hard to prepare for coverages. I mean, depends whether you got Farrell or Williamson in, because if Farrell's scrappy and can run but can also throw the short pass, and then Williamson can throw the long passes. So the defenses are really going to have to communicate when each quarterback is playing.
Yeah, so Williamson in with Hayden Forrest in at running back. Same set of receivers, 2 on each side. Williamson in the shotgun. Play action. Looking for a short pass. That's Wilt Walker Wallace. Makes first man miss and brought down just past the first down marker.
That was great concentration by Walker Wallace to haul on that pass. That cornerback was right on that ball, but Wallace stayed focused and brought it in, and was enough for about 9 yards.
You'll actually mark him just shy of the first down marker. He's 2nd and 1. There's a handoff to Forrest. Forrest up the middle. Bounces off tacklers. There's a flag actually thrown right on the tackle. It's a nice run from Forrest. They're down to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, Forrest is a very aggressive runner, as he does not want to go down. So it usually takes about 2 to 3 defenders to bring him down.
An illegal block at the back is the call against St. Christopher's.
Actually going to be an illegal block in the back on St. Chris. Back them up from the spot of the penalty.
So that great run by Forrest will now be called back.
Yeah, so since they're going to have the ball around the 44-yard line. Still 1st and 10. Trent Hendrick now in the backfield, along with Williamson. Quick pass looking for Tazwell. Just shy of the 1st down marker. These quick routes and out routes and slants are really working well for the Saints.
Yeah, the DBs and the safeties were really looking for a long pass on there, so they were covering deep. But then, Williamson received the snap and then threw it immediately to Tazwell. So that's what I was saying earlier. The DBs and the corners need to read what they're going to do, either a short or long pass. It's going to be confusing for them.
So Williamson with Hendrick again. Going to be a false start on Hendrick. Moved early. Back them up 5 yards. Still be 2nd down.
It's a 5-yard penalty. Ball marked back at the 40-yard line. 2nd down.
Here's a handoff to Hendrick. Not much there.
Yeah,
For maybe 2 yards.
Bishop O'Connell read that play very well as the linebackers knew where that was going.
That was Paris Patterson on the tackle. 3rd and about 3 or 4 coming up for the Saints.
3rd down and 3 at the 37-yard line.
Williamson actually sacked. That's number 1. Rodney Jackson came off the edge from the right side and brought Williamson down.
That was a great play by Jackson. That was a great blitz. And Williamson was thinking about passing it. And then he relocated, and then it was too late as Jackson already got to him.
Yeah, that was number 54, Brian Bell for the Saints, the right tackle. A little slow off the snap, and Jackson was able to go around him.
Yeah, actually pretty smart by Williamson to bring that ball back in as he saw Jackson, then just didn't want to let go of the ball for a fumble, and he brought it in.
Saints are going to go for it here on 4th and 11 with pretty good field position. Trust their defense. Williamson looking for the deep ball. He has Nigel Green, caught by Nigel, and into the end zone for the Saints touchdown.
What a dart by Williamson. I mean, that was just a spectacular pass. And that was pinpoint accuracy, and Green was there as Williamson faked out the defense. Looked like he was going right, but then set back through left, and Green was just one-on-one, and he beat his man, and he took it in for 6.
Yeah, and Nigel Green, a guy who past couple years on the Saints football team has struggled, catching the ball, but this year's really come on as one of the go-to receivers for O'Farrell and Williamson.
That was just an overall great play by the Saints.
Extra point from Seavers is good. Tough break for the Knights there as 4th and long. Gil Williamson connects with Nigel Green, puts the Saints up 14-0. We'll be right back. Sievers' kick on the kickoff will go into the end zone for a touchback.
O'Connell's goal, 1st and 6.
Something the Saints can always count on is Sievers giving them a good kick.
Yeah, Saints defense out for another time, as they will be looking to get another stop, just like they have for the last 2 possessions.
Knights are really just trying to get anything going offensively.
Yeah, the Saints defense is just too talented. I mean, they're very athletic, so it's really hard to get anything past them for yardage.
Bear gonna drop back, looking for a receiver on the outside, does complete it to number 1, Rodney Jackson.
That was a great
Immediately pushed out of bounds after getting about 8 yards.
Yeah, that was a great play by Jackson to get some separation from Grant and get open for that pass. Also, when he caught it, he made Grant miss and got some extra yardage on that play.
Bears pass completed for a gain of 8 on 1st down. It is 2nd down and 2 at the 28-yard line. And that will be the last play of the 1st quarter.
So at the end of the 1st quarter, nice start for the Saints as they lead 14-0 over Bishop O'Connell. After the 1st quarter, Saints lead 14-0. Will be Bishop O'Connell's ball, 2nd and short to go.
We have some stats for y'all today as for the 1st quarter, as the Saints had 7 first down to the Knights 0. The Saints had 165 yards to the Knights 7, as there was just a big play there for the Knights.
It's a nice connection from Bayer to number 8, Darius Brown, the senior running back, and as you said, that is the first down for the Knights.
Darius Brown had -1 yards rushing in the 1st quarter, but looks to turn that around just then as he's getting going. And for the Saints, O'Farrell was 7 for 8, 49 yards, a touchdown with 1 interception, as Williamson was 3 for 3 with 63 yards and 1 touchdown. And his favorite receiver today was Walker Wallace with 41 yards and a touchdown. As well as Nigel Green had 47 yards and 1 touchdown. So the Saints are all around doing it well, as Caleb Bay had 2 tackles in the 1st quarter.
Bayer was looking for his receiver, who was pushed out of bounds by number 17, Teddy Damgard. Might be a pass interference here. Yeah, and it will be, so give Bishop O'Connell some free yards. It's number 7, Will Stoney, that Bayer was trying to get the ball to.
Yeah, so the Saints just really got to be careful with these penalties. They had 2 on their last drive, and they had 1 right here, so the Saints really need to play by the rules. And there will be another one.
Yeah, Saints. Actually, it looks like it will be a false start on Bishop
Excuse
O'Connell.
me.
Got the Saints to jump off sides, so I'll back them up 5.
Penalty called against the Knights.
1st and 15.
5-yard penalty. It'll be first down and 15 at the 32-yard line.
Pitch play. Tough contact there. See Brooks Council, number 8, Darius Brown, who was on the carry.
Yeah, Brooks Council.
For out a gain of 1.
Brooks Council will lay anybody out if any chance he gets. He is just a physical player. So is everyone on the Saints defense. So you better come to play when you play these guys.
Pressured Bayer. Finally brought down the Tank Filer, Jeffrey Moore, and Aiden Forrest, 3 seniors.
3 captains.
Yeah, just after the gain of about a yard on the scramble. We got 3rd and long.
It's a great play for the Saints to bring pressure on the quarterback. Just didn't have time to look for any receivers as the Saints got to him very quickly and only let him get a yard on the play. So it was a great play by the Saints D-line and linebackers right there. Going to Nelson will now be in at defensive end.
Bayer looking for his receiver. Intercepted. That's number 10, Brooks Council.
What a great play by Brooks Council to go help Avalea. That pass was just a little underthrown, and Council got there just in time for that pick.
Yeah, nice coverage from number 11, me and Avalea, who's moved to cornerback for today's game. Normally at safety. Able to allow the underthrow, and of course the pressure on the quarterback was also there from the Saints. Saints will take over after a pretty strong drive from the Knights.
Yeah, it would look to be a promising drive for the Knights. Ended with an interception by Council, similar to the first drive for the Saints, as a Farrell was picked off. So the Saints will now get it on their own 5-yard line.
Yeah, so Farrell is in the game now. His handoff to Kovanis, the running back.
Kovanis, the ball carrier for St. Christopher's. Got 3. 2nd down and 7.
So another handoff to Kavanis here, up the middle. Just shy of the first down marker.
Yeah, so the
Tripped up by number 10, Jameer Prince.
Saints aren't going for any long runs. They're just getting short runs for about 4, 5, even 6 yards, and that's all they need when they get 4 downs to get a first down. I mean, the Saints are playing with great poise and great.
Just defense all around. Defense and offense all around. And there's another stop there from the Knights. Number 5, William Jacobs led the attack. That was actually a loss of yards, so we go 4th and short. Interesting to see what the Saints are going to do here based on the field position. Looks like they will go for it.
It's a risky play here for the
Farrell
Saints.
win the game, yeah. Kovanis in at running back.
They also got Terry in at fullback.
Kovanis is playing really wide.
Might be a pitch.
Move over to the left side of O'Farrell. Actually, looking for the pass here. It is complete to Tazwell, and that's good. Nice offensive play design. The Saints will get the first down.
That was a great play. They had Green and Tazwell line up parallel, and then Green went straight with the slant, and then Tazwell immediately went slant. So that was a great play to confuse the corners.
So Farrell going to scramble, doing it himself, trying to get to the sideline. Tough hit after the first down. That was number 80. Job Grant on the tackle.
Yeah, that was a great play by Grant. Farrell had nothing but green grass in front of him. He was trying to get to the sideline, but then Grant just laid him out.
Farrell going to scramble again. Bootleg out to the right side. Pass is caught by Will Tazwell. Good for a gain of 9.
That would be a first down, actually. So Farrell rolls to his left. Has Green open down the sideline, but doesn't see him.
Andre Green also open on the sideline, using his speed to get on the outside, cuts it back up the middle. And a nice pickup around 20 yards.
That was a great play by Farrell to scramble and wait some extra time for the receivers to go open, as he had Green open on the left sideline, but he didn't see him. Then he went to his right and saw Green open on the right sideline and just tossed it to him, and Green just got about a 20-yard catch and run.
Yeah, and after the big play, Bishop O'Connell's going to call a timeout, down 14-0.
Tom.
Back here after the Bishop O'Connell timeout.
So Farrell has Forrest and Hendrick in the backfield.
And hand off to Hendrick. Dives
Just
forward.
runs over
Only for a yard.
Jackson, as Jackson took a hit.
Another option play. O'Farrell's going to do it
Oh my
himself.
gosh.
Up the middle. Takes a tough hit. Flag is going to be thrown on the sideline.
That was a great play by Farrell.
Looks like the run from O'Farrell is good for a first down as well.
That'll be a sideline warning against the Knights.
Yeah, so sideline warning, no penalty in yardage.
Do you get 2 warnings?
I believe so, yeah.
Interesting.
And O'Connell's going to burn another timeout as Saints are inside the red zone. about the 13-yard line, looking to score the 3rd touchdown of the day.
So the Saints are rolling. They're on a 9-play, 82-yard drive right now. Saints looking to continue that and maybe put some points on the board.
Yeah, it was a nice scramble. The last play from O'Farrell, who got the 1st down.
Saints are just looking really good today. That's the run game and pass game are both.
Yeah, I mean, since
being effective.
Since the Trinity game, Saints have looked really strong on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I bet you the Saints wish they could have that game back.
Yeah, it definitely could be undefeated right now. It was a close one, too.
It was.
Questionable calls at the end.
Very questionable. But they got
Farrell going to toss it to Hendrick. Hendrick swarmed by a couple of defenders. Not much blocking there on the left side from the Saints.
Tried to do all he could.
Yeah.
Take on about 7 defenders by himself.
Good for about a gain of 2.
Gain of 2. Ball at the 11-yard line. 2nd down and 8.
So the rollout from O'Farrell, looking for an open receiver, trying to dive actually for the pylon, gets in, touchdown Saints.
What a great play.
So nice job from the Saints there to score as Sievers looks to put them up 3 touchdowns.
That was a great play by Farrell. Doing it with his legs and just getting in for the end zone.
And the kick is good. So Saints off to another hot start with about 4 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter.
And Saints up 21-0.
Aubrey, if you're the Knights, what can you do at this point?
I think you just got to do what you can. I mean, the Saints defense and offense are just clicking today. So I think you just got to stay calm and try and work things out on offense and defense. I mean, the Knights, I thought they'd get something going on the last drive, but Council ended up picking it off. So let's see if they can do that again and then hopefully convert.
Yeah.
Saints are just on a roll.
Griffin O'Farrell tearing it up in the backfield today. 4 carries, 61 yards rushing.
He's just a dual threat quarterback, like I said. Dual threat quarterback.
Kick from Sewers into the end zone.
Touchback, as they won't get it on their own 20-yard line.
So Bishop O'Connell, Bear looking for his man.
It's a
Covers
little
from Matt Grant.
overthrown. See 2 receivers in the area.
Second down and 10.
If you're Bishop O'Connell on the Knights, you just really got to get something going offensively here. Don't want to give the Saints the ball back and risk falling behind 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think you just got to maintain possession. I mean, keep it on the ground or in the air, whatever. Just do whatever you can.
Bear looking over the middle has a man. It's still not down. It was caught by number 6, Luke Byrne.
His counsel originally brought him down, but then Byrne stayed up and then was joined by Valea.
Was actually good for a Bishop O'Connell first down. Bayer in the shotgun. Saints showing blitz, and they will.
More
Bring it.
blitzes.
Bayer trying to bounce it on the outside. Gonna do it himself. Dives forward for about maybe 2 yards. Looks to be a flag down. Yeah, gonna be a false start actually on the Knights.
Both teams are shooting themselves in the foot with these penalties as they're costing them a lot of yardage. So both teams need to clean up on those, as we will be right back with you when play resumes.
Yo. Back here, just about 3 minutes and 51 seconds remaining in this first half.
Yeah, so 2nd and 9 for the Knights. About on their own 33-yard line. Filer is rushing the quarterback.
Actually, a flag thrown. Might be a roughing the passer call on Filer. Yeah, it is on Hank Filer on that rush.
I don't know. That's a questionable call. So, cost the Saints 15 yards right there.
And Bishop O'Connell, just like that, on their own 48, moving the ball.
Yeah, Connell might be able to put something special together right here with 3:47 left to go in the first half. On about their 48-yard line, 1st and 10. As there's some confusion on the field.
So Bear takes the snap. Filer on the edge rush. He's brought down. Those are great pressure from the Saints there.
That'll be George Hodgson.
Yeah, George Hodgson and Caleb Bay got in there first for the Saints up the middle. And the Saints are actually going to use a timeout here. A lot of So we are back after the abundance of timeouts the past couple of plays. These Bear more pressure will actually be a screen. Oh, tough hit. That's number 44, Jeff Moore.
Moore just buried his head into the turf. That was a great play by Moore. Came in hot and took care of the job.
Yeah, it just blew up that screen pass. I mean, it was pretty open if Jeff Moore wasn't there, but
he was
there.
Another timeout.
Another timeout. Called by Bishop O'Connell this time. Believe that's their last one.
They still got another one.
After the timeout, that's Bishop O'Connell's last. The remaining 2 minutes, 53 seconds of the half. Bear looking up deep. Damgard on the coverage. Pass was just a little short of the receiver.
Still was able to get
still
some
catchable,
separation.
yeah, definitely.
That one right through his hands, just couldn't corral it.
And they'll bring a 4th and long. Saints look like they're going to get the ball back here as the punt team comes on. So Andre Green back deep to return the punt.
They're just stalling. They tried to call a timeout, but they didn't have any. So I don't know if that.
Oh, it's actually a fake.
I'm not sure what that was.
I'm not quite sure what happened there. Bishop O'Connell coach is actually mad at us. I'm not sure if they ran the wrong play or.
Yeah, 'cause that play just. I mean, that was a gimme for the Saints. All they had to do was clog up the middle, and they did just that.
I believe what happened was is Bishop O'Connell thought they had timeouts and was going to actually use one.
Yeah, their long snapper was calling a
Confused.
timeout, but they
Yeah.
didn't have any.
So they,
They had to run the play.
yeah.
Like the Colts against the Patriots.
Almost. Yeah, but, I mean, that just sets up the Saints with plenty of
I
time
know.
and great field position. Williamson looking for the best over number 2, Will Tazwell's head. Almost got around to it.
That's Williamson's pass. Incomplete on
That was a great toss, just a little too far.
Coach McClellan still going with both quarterbacks, despite, I mean, both are playing really well today.
Yeah, he's got to be pleased with how each quarterback is playing. I mean, they both have different play styles, and they both use them to their advantage.
And Hayden Forrest finds a hole in the defense on the sideline, makes a couple men miss, still making players miss, still on his feet. Hayden Forrest down at the 25.
I mean, he is just a
Made
straight-up
the defense
athlete.
look silly.
That was ridiculous. His players hurt.
Hayden Forrest with a very entertaining
And the player hurt, so here to take a break at the official timeout.
Yeah, Durham was kind of like.
So back after the long run from Hayden Forrest. Gil Williamson looking for Andre Green over the middle. Great catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Saints.
And that was just a perfect pass and a perfect catch by Andre Green. I mean, his corner stayed with him, but Green just went up and got that. I mean, his cornerback was just beat on that.
Yeah, I mean, it extends the lead by 4 touchdowns for the Saints. Bishop O'Connell set up for a rough day. Both quarterbacks for the Saints combined, 14 of 16 and 178 yards. Of course, one of the incompletions was an interception on the Saints' opening drive.
Yeah, so the Saints' passing game is really getting going as the Bishop O'Connell defense just has not found an answer.
Yeah, I mean, and the questionable call to fake punt up the middle on the fourth and long.
And
There
they
gave
just
the Saints great field position.
exactly. I mean, if they didn't do that, the Saints could probably still be on the field right now with their offense, but instead they just put up 7. rather. Saints Athletics, the varsity soccer team, was #1 in the state. Played #2 yesterday. Cape Henry Collegiate. They lost 3-2, unfortunately. It was a very close game, but Cape Henry Collegiate pulled away at the end. So the soccer team looking to bounce back.
Touchback for Sewers again. 2 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in the half. Bishop Connell's offense will come out again. So Bishop O'Connell's offense out on the field and around. That's number 7, Stoney.
Just put the jukes on Saints defenders as Cendric was able to bring him down.
On the carry for the Knights. We got 5 on first down. 2nd and 5.
As O'Connell's working with about 1:20 left to go in the first half.
I think they're just trying to get to halftime. Only down 28. It's Bear. Not quite sure what happened there. Believe the ball slipped out of his hand for an incompletion. Bring up 3rd about 4.
Yeah, the receivers were nowhere in the area. I mean, they were about 5 yards past that ball, so I don't know if that was miscommunications or the ball just slipped, but it was an incomplete plays. Bishop O'Connell will now bring up 3rd and about 4.
Bear. Pass was actually completed to number 80, Job Grant.
That was a great play by the Knights. As Grant got his feet in bounds. Bishop O'Connell.
Yeah, so first down.
And it stops the clock too with 1:08 left as Bishop O'Connell might be rolling.
So Bear pressured again. Pass is complete. Same route ran by Grant. Coverage from Aveo Aya. Nice pressure on the outside. The Saints got there from
So it looks like
number 20, Cole McCoy, but
looks like Bear and Grant are
yeah,
having a nice connection on this drive.
Bear. Tough pressure over the middle, almost intercepted by Brooks Council again, but a nice throw from Bear. It was completed
To Cobb.
to Cobb, yeah. Bear again. Could have been Pat, and it is, yeah. Flags thrown.
that's a
Avail
given.
Ayo was on the coverage. Looks like that'll be a pass interference.
Is that 15 yards?
Yeah.
And the Knights might be able to get some points on the
39
board.
seconds, yeah. Not quite sure what their kicker situation is.
First down.
So the Knights have possession on the Saints' 25-yard line with 39 ticks to go. Bear drops back, looking deep. And that looks like an interception.
And it is, yeah. Brooks Council.
The second of the day.
Really athletic play there.
Looks like Grant had that ball and then he lost and it fell into Council's lap.
Brooks Council with the interception, the second of the game for the Saints. They'll put the ball at the 20-yard line.
So with 33 seconds left, Saints are going to hit the ball at the 20-yard line.
This Council is wearing the turnover belt for the second time today.
Saints are looking to go quick. Williamson, plenty of time rolling out. Great throw right on the dot to Will Taswell.
26 seconds to go as he got out of bounds, so that stops the clock. That was about a 20-yard pass.
Ball down to the 42. First down.
It's like the same play as Williamson scrambles.
Trying to get first down marker, does, and out of bounds. Stop the clock.
What a great play by
17
Williamson.
seconds still on the clock.
Great play with his legs, as Williamson doesn't really use his legs that much, but that was a great play by Williamson to get out of bounds and stop the clock in the first down.
Williamson getting pressure, deep ball, kind of thrown up and broken up. Nice shot from Andre Green to get in there. Could have easily been an interception from the Knights, but Williamson kind of forced it there.
That was a heads-up play by Green.
And 9 seconds still on the clock. Interesting to see what they go for. Set up field goal position for Sewers or take a couple shots at the end zone.
I think you got to run some sideline plays here to get the receivers out of bounds to stop the clock, and maybe one more play for a touchdown or a Sewers kick.
Here's Taswell. Ball was caught, actually dropped and out of bounds.
Passes rolled incomplete.
So with 2 seconds, Saints going to have to take a shot at the end zone here. Would have been tight to see the Saints would have gotten the timeout off after the catch to set up Sewers, but doesn't matter as the ball was incomplete.
Yeah, that was a great play by Taswell. He just couldn't hang on to the ball as Williamson. It looks like he's just going to take a knee here.
Yeah, they're just going to take a knee. So Saints going to the half. Quick start, 28-0. Knights got to try to rebound. I mean, Saints will kick to start the half. So Knights will receive. And we'll be back for the start of the second half.
Drops back, quick throw to Taswell, an incredible catch. That is one of the best catches I've ever seen. Will Taswell just reached behind him. It was a slant route, reached behind him. The throw is behind him. One hand catch, brings it in.
Well, good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. For your halftime entertainment.
So you guys are 3-1, coming off a 3-game win streak right now, beating Norfolk Academy on Saturday. What's been the key to this year's success?
So yeah, we obviously left first game, season opener against Trinity on a sour note. So we used that to bounce back in our past 3 games, winning them all pretty big. So yeah, that's been a lot of fun. Our defense has played really well. Haven't really allowed too many points. And our offense is confusing a lot of defenses with our 2 quarterback system. With Griffin O'Farrell, who's kind of a runner and thrower, and then Gill, who's a more traditional thrower, pocket passer.
And you're committed to U of R for lacrosse. What's that like? Are you excited about it?
Yeah, so it's been awesome. Ever since I visited there last September, I kind of fell in love with the school, and I made it my goal to be committed there. And got the offer this summer and committed a couple of days later. So that's been great. Now I'm just kind of focusing on not slacking off just because I'm committed, but actually working like even harder than I wanted to get to this point.
For sure.
So yeah, that's been a really cool experience, and I couldn't be more excited to get there.
And in terms of not slacking off, you're 5th in the city in receiving yards. You're leading St. Chris in receiving yards and reception, coming off an impressive game against Norfolk on Saturday. 9 receptions, 100 yards, and a touchdown. What's been the key to your personal success this year?
Yeah, so like I said earlier, I think the 2 quarterback system has really helped me because it's confusing defenses and they don't really know how to game plan for it. I mean, teams only have 4 or 5 days to prepare for us, and it's just way too much to prepare for when you have a pocket passer like Gill who can launch the ball, and then a guy who can escape rushes and get out of the pocket like Griff. And that's I feel like I've gotten a lot of my yards off that when Griff comes out of the pocket and I can just find the green and find the open space for him.
No doubt. And last question, who's the funniest guy on the team?
Oh, that's a hard question. I'll probably have to give it probably Trent, fat boy, because he's a good guy. He's funny.
All right, this has been 100 yards with Liam Nolan and Will Taswell.
Remaining, Williamson drops back. Quick throw to Taswell, an incredible catch. That is one of the best catches I've ever seen. Will Taswell just reached behind him.
3, 2, 1.
So we have some halftime stats for you all watching. The Saints had 17 first downs. O'Connell had 8. Saints had total yards on offense 333, and the Bishop O'Connell Knights had 90. For the Saints, Griffin O'Farrell led the way rushing. He had 61 yards and a touchdown. He also led passing yards he also led completions with 10 for 11, 90 yards and a touchdown. And Williamson was 5 for 8, 110 and 2 touchdowns. So quarterbacks are getting it done. Tazewell led the receivers with 58 yards, and then Wallace, Andre Green, and Nigel Green each had a touchdown. And then for the Knights, Will Stoney led the running game with 6 yards. Gus Bayer led the passing with 88 yards, 7 for 14. And then Darius Brown had 34 yards receiving.
Yeah, so on the return, Knights bring it out to around the 29-yard line. There's a flag down.
Brooks Council is also the leading tackler with 4 tackles in the first half. And Job Grant for the Knights had 6 tackles, leading them in the first half.
So a late hit call on St. Chris. Move the ball up around 10 yards, 15 actually for the Knights. Saints only need one more touchdown for a running clock. Because the first half did take a while with a lot of timeouts and injuries.
Took about an hour and a half.
Yeah. The handoff bounces off a couple tackles. That's number 1, Rodney Jackson. He's finally brought down by Avelea.
Rodney Jackson on the carry for the Knights. 8 of 8.
Yeah, Saints defense really get it done again in the second half, as the Knights still haven't found a running game, as the Saints defense has been stout.
Yeah, I'm bringing up second and route 2 here.
And they only led 2 rushing yards in the first half.
Yeah, that was more than 2 on that one play. And Bayer will take the snap, another hand off to Jackson. Immediately stopped. About a yard gain. Shot from Caleb Bay and Jeff Moore to get in there.
Gain of 1. Third down and 1.
Bayer 3rd and 1.
See if the Saints can get a stop here and force a 4th down.
Now with the quarterback situation, for the Saints, it'll be interesting to see who they bring out to
I think
start the
I have a
half.
feeling they're going to bring Williamson out first.
Yeah.
Want to get the passing game going early.
Could even see Rollins Thompson in the game later on. Bayer will take the snap. Moves around Forrest, did get the first down. It was finally brought down by Jeff Moore.
Faked Forrest out.
But,
Looked like he was about to pitch, but
yeah, it was good for the
kept
first
it.
down.
O'Connell, first down.
Yeah, in the first half, the Saints had 5 penalties for 55 yards, and the Knights only had 1 for 5. So the Knights playing better without the penalties than the Saints are.
That's the pitch on the outside. And run game's really working for the Knights so far this half.
The Knights are really doing a great job running on the outside, as they thought they'd get more yardage than just going up the middle, because the Saints' run game up the middle is just very superb.
Yeah, that was number 8, Darius Brown, on that carry.
And Trent Hendrick just leveled him out. He was fired up after that play.
Baird takes the snap, another handoff. That's to Jackson. Give about another gain of 2. We have 3rd down, about 3 or 4. A blitz from the Saints blows right by the Knights offensive line, and Hayden Forrest eventually got to him for a huge loss.
Yeah,
15 yards.
Garnet Nelson got to him first, and Forrest brought him down. That is a huge loss.
And they'll bring out the punt team.
It's about a 6-yard loss.
Andre Green back deep to return. Oh, it's a high snap. Saints are able to get there. Punter will pick it up, but swallowed up by the Saints defenders. George Hodgson and Hank Fowler got there first.
Yeah, the punter just couldn't. That snap was just.
Yeah, it was way too high and over his head. It's hard to be a long snapper.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's not much that punter could do except just fall on the ball. Is it Farrell starting at quarterback as I predicted Williamson, but I was wrong, so.
Yeah, let's hope O'Farrell in the game. The ball was intended for number 6, Andre Green from O'Farrell on a fade in the end zone. Connected on that earlier in the game. Harrison Tompkins on the play call.
Yeah, that was a good play for the Saints. Just a little pass. It was a little long for Green.
Yeah, a bit too deep in the end zone.
And just ran out of field.
That's Ho Farrell and Reed Terry now in at tight end. Farrell's going to roll out to his left. Off balance throw caught by Terry and scoots out of bounds. Gets to the 9-yard line.
Yeah, that was a great little route by Terry. As the Bishop O'Connell defense lost track of him as he was locked for a little bit and then came out as a receiver.
So Farrell going to roll out to his right, pressure, trying to get the edge. Throws to Reed Terry. Nice catch. And inside the 2-yard line, Saints near in the end zone. 2 completions in a row to Reed Terry.
Yeah, that was a great play by Terry. I mean, he also had Green in the area, but Terry just ran with O'Farrell and It was a nice catch by him.
I formation here. Hand off to Hendrick. And into the end zone.
No problem.
So a Saints touchdown. And Saints with the extra point will move into a running clock. The extra point is good. So Saints with a nice opening drive to start the half. On the handoff to Trent Hendrick, and Saints lead 35-0. We'll be right back. After the Saints touchdown rush from Trent Hendrick, Saints will kick off to the Knights with a running clock. Kick from Sewers, wobbly one, is returnable. We'll field it around the 5-yard line. Knights bouncing a forward to the 30-yard line. And about a little bit over halfway through the third quarter, be the Knights' second possession of the half.
Saints are bringing some blitz here with Hendrick. Matt Grant goes back.
Yeah, Saints will bring.
Comes back
Hendrick just moves right through the offensive line, gets straight to the quarterback. That was less than about 2 seconds.
I mean, Hendrick just immediately got to the quarterback, just was never touched. That's about a loss of 8 yards on the play.
Wow, that was impressive.
Yeah, Greg Toon, the defensive coordinator, called him some great plays. Loves this group of guys. Very talented. A lot of hard workers.
Another handoff there. I believe that's Jackson up the middle.
Yeah, there was nothing there.
Number 23, John Jordan, actually in the game now at cornerback. Munavale Aya. Not quite sure if it's injury related, but resting.
Yeah, now the Saints have another D line. They got Jalik Carlisle, 72.
Yeah.
They got Garnett Nelson, number 50, and they also got Forrest Sterling, number 76.
So George Hodgson also in at linebacker, and
Harwell
Harrison in at safety. Take Brooks Council's spot. So Saints bringing a lot of backups. They're just getting straight through the line. Incompletion there from Bayer. Been a rough day for the Knights.
Yeah, I mean, the Saints defense has just been pounding them and pounding them. I mean,
And
they've
yeah, that'll
gotten
bring up
0
4th and long.
breaks.
At this point, I think it's just a lack of effort from the Knights offensive line there. Just didn't really even try to recover.
I'm not sure what they're doing here, and that'll be a timeout.
Timeout called.
Timeout, Bishop O'Connell.
I believe they didn't have everybody on the field that needed to be. Players not paying attention on the sideline. Move back out there. Last punt. Snap went over the punter's head. That was a pretty good punt. Returnable for Andre Green. Isn't going to pick it up. Wise decision and roll down to the 27-yard line. Pretty good punt. Saints offense looks to go even some more. Extend the lead. Or a 5-touchdown lead.
The Saints they've really been dominant today. I mean, the coaches have to be happy, the players have to be happy, the fans have to be happy. I mean, it's just been an overall great performance by the Saints.
Saints team that's been on the rise since week 1. Week 1 lost to Trinity. Had some fans wondering, what this team was going to end up being like, but performed really well the past 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, the Saints, I mean, they wanted to prove something after that Trinity game. They were disappointed with that loss, and they just came back with vengeance.
Number 16, Rollins Thompson actually in the game at quarterback. It's a handoff to Evan Thompson. Evan Thompson bouncing on the outside, making men miss. Still on his feet. Injury for the Knights with 2 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Injuries and timeouts do stop the clock even though it is running.
Yeah, that was a great run by Evan Thompson. I mean, he just kept turning his legs, didn't want to go down, and he just bullied his way through that defense.
Still down on the field, and we'll be back when play resumes. So after the injury and the Evan Thompson carry, switch quarters into the fourth. The Saints got all their backups in now. Rollins Thompson in the game at quarterback, as we said earlier. Two great games from Gail Williamson and Griffin O'Farrell, who were the starters.
Yeah, both quarterbacks were just playing with poise and confidence, and they really performed very well today.
It's good to get some younger guys some time in now, experience for next year. A low snap picked up by Evan Thompson. Runs for no gain. So the starting center for the Saints is Carlisle Bannister, but without him in the game, it is Robbie Boykin.
Third down.
Pass is intended for number 34, Joe Blazak. Nice throw from Rollins Thompson. Was dropped. I'll bring up fourth down. Saints are going to have to punt. I believe this is their first punt of the day, actually. Maybe.
I believe it is, yeah.
It's the punt from Sewers. Returnable, fumbled by the Knights returner. I believe that's number 25, Brendan Robinson, the 9th grader. But nice coverage there from Zach Kersner and
Hello, Harrison.
the Knights ball. Yeah. Saints next week. We do play at Fork Union on a Friday afternoon.
Norfolk Academy beat Fork Union. So, and the Saints beat Norfolk. So let's see how that game is going to turn out.
Oh, it'll be an interesting game next Friday for sure against Fork Union. Same quarterback in, Bear, for the Knights, as that's a handoff to number 9, Jack Perkins. Or actually, number 8, excuse me, Darius Brown. And for the first down. Bear looking for his receiver. That's number 80, Job Grant. Nice coverage there from John Jordan. Incomplete. About 7 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the game. Saints are going to take this one pretty handily.
Yeah, Saints came into this game with some confidence.
Saints have really bounced back from their Week 1 loss to Trinity.
They really have. And they've been playing with a lot of confidence and determination, these past games, and they've really shown that they're a team to beat.
Pass was caught. That was caught by number 9, Jack Perkins.
And that was number 40 on the tackle, Joe Brennan, the other SID captain, along with Wayne McDermott.
And Joe getting some playing time. good to see. Third down and about 4 now. Bayer takes a snap. Throw is low. There's Joe Brennan on the coverage again.
Joe Brennan is playing with some great coverage.
It's been a slow game here this half.
It's going by fast in the first half.
Yeah, but definitely not as exciting. There's another fake, actually. Is picked off by Matt Grant.
And he's going to
So
take
he's
this,
looking to return it. Still in bounds. Brought down at the 15-yard line. Interesting attempt from the Knights. There is a flag down, actually, by the interception. This might be coming back.
There's a penalty flag back on the Saints 48. The early indication is a penalty against St. Christopher's. Illegal block in the back is called against the Saints.
Yeah, so it's an illegal block in the back called against the Saints.
Possession is valid, so that will be a penalty against St. Christopher's, but they'll have possession of the football.
So will still be Saints possession. Saints are going to take their time out of the huddle. The clock still winding down. The handoff. There's Evan Thompson again, bouncing it outside. Gets a block from Harwell Harrison. Inside the 20. Just outside the 20, excuse me. Taken down out of bounds.
Evan Thompson is just such a tough runner. I mean, when he has a lot of room, you know, he can break free, and he's very dangerous.
Holding against St. Christopher's. That will negate the first down run.
Some interesting stuff going on in the NFL, Aubrey.
Like what?
Recent Antonio Brown saga.
He's a college student once again.
Other stuff going on with Daniel Jones, of course. New York Giants quarterback. Should be some pretty good games this week as Rollins Thompson rolling out slides. Ooh. Tough hit.
Yeah, leveled out there.
Carried for about a yard, actually.
Satisfy your appetite right now. $3 hamburgers, hot dogs, and Chick-fil-A. And $1 pizza.
Have some turnovers. They might produce some things in the kitchen.
Chick-fil-A and $1 for pizza. After concessions.
Rollins. Thompson actually was a bit shaken up on that play. So O'Farrell's actually going to go back in with a minute 30. Aubrey, if you're the Saints, like looking towards the rest of the schedule, definitely a couple games favorable, but going to be some tough matchups. Again, it's collegiate, Flint Hill, actually play Lee Davis High School in a Friday Night Lights game.
Yeah, I mean, the Saints schedule coming up, I mean, it's not looking that easy, but I mean, I think the Saints are up to the challenge. Collegiate game is going to be a great one to watch. It always is, no matter what the team's record are. I mean, Flint Hill is going to be a good game. For Lee Davis, I'm really looking forward to Friday Night Lights. It's going to be a great test
definitely,
for the Saints.
in a couple weeks coming up in October.
And I think Loyola Blakefield, that's going to be a really great game in Maryland, as the Saints will take the bus ride up and hopefully come back with a win against Loyola Blakefield. But it's going to be tough. I mean, they've got some pretty talented football players. Let's see how the Saints prepare.
Yeah, definitely. They're actually just going to go ahead and end it. Our final score, your Saints 35, Bishop O'Connell High School Donut. So I'm William McDermott, joined by Aubrey Bowles. It was a fun game. And,
Hope
yeah.
to see you all next week.
Hope to see you guys next week at Fork Union. I won't be there,
I will.
but Aubrey will.
It's going to be a fun game.
And, yeah, we'll
Tune in.